Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to have an interesting video. And if you are into photography, you will find this video even more interesting because in this video we are going to talk about cameras, and we will talk about how DSLR and mirrorless cameras work, what are the difference between them, and after that we will also talk about the autofocus mechanisms in these cameras. So guys, it's Ranga here and you are watching Tech Spot. Let's get started. So first let's talk about DSLR cameras, and for your convenience I have actually divided this into three different parts. In the first part we will see how we are able to see the preview of the image through the eyepiece, and in the second part we will see how the image is actually captured, and after that we will be seeing about the autofocus mechanism in the DSLR camera. And here guys, for your reference I have given a simple diagram of how it looks inside a DSLR camera. Actually there are 1000 tiny parts inside a DSLR camera, but what I have shown here is what is important to understand its working, and also I have numbered these parts for your reference. Now first let's see how you are able to see the preview of the image through your optical viewfinder or the eyepiece. So what actually happens is the light from the object enters through the lens, which is numbered as number 1, and it goes and hits the mirror, and the mirror reflects the light directly into a pentaprism, which is numbered 7 here. And actually this pentaprism is used because when the light enters through the lens and is reflected by the mirror, the light is turned about an angle of 90 degree, which means that if you are focusing on a horizontal object, it looks like vertical. So to correct this, we are using the pentaprism, where a phenomenon called total internal reflection takes place, and this vertical thing is again converted into horizontal light, and that is what you view through the eyepiece. And nowadays you are also getting an electronic viewfinder with your DSLR camera, but guys, we will talk about that electronic viewfinder later when we discuss about mirrorless cameras, because it will be better if you understand if I talk about it there. Now actually let's move to the next part and see how the image is actually captured. To capture the image, the three main parts are actually the lens, which is number 1 here, and the shutter, which is number 3, and the image sensor itself, which is number 4. And when we talk about capturing photos, we also have to mention about the lens aperture and the depth of field effect, and also the shutter speed. Lens aperture basically means the amount of light the lens lets in to fall on the image sensor. Now guys, actually with DSLR and SLR cameras, you get lenses of variable aperture, which means that you can actually decide the amount of light you want to let in through the lens. That means that if you want less amount of light to let in through the lens, you can actually reduce the aperture, which is good for nighttime shots. And if you want more amount of light, you can increase the aperture of the lens. And the amount of light you let in is actually inversely proportional to the depth of field, which means that the more aperture you set, the shallower the depth of field is, and the lesser the aperture you set, the more deeper the depth of field is. However guys, this has also got to do with the lens, and depending upon the type of the lens you use, it actually changes, and it does not rely only upon the aperture. So guys, now your aperture is set and you are ready to take the photo. So now what you do is that you press that shutter button to click a photo, and actually what happens inside is that once you press that shutter button, the reflex mirror, which is numbered as number 2 here, lifts up, and the shutter actually opens, exposing the image sensor to the light which is entering through the lens. As the mirror is also lifted up, the light from the lens directly goes and hits on the image sensor. Actually it is up to the shutter to decide for how much time it should remain open, depending upon the amount of light you let in. So now guys, I hope you would have understood how a DSLR captures a photo. Now let's move on and talk about the autofocus mechanism which is used in DSLR cameras. Basically there are two types of autofocus. One is the contrast detection autofocus and other one is the phase detect autofocus. Guys, actually we will talk about the contrast detection autofocus later when we discuss about the mirrorless cameras. Now first let's see what this phase detect autofocus is. So now we are talking about this face detection autofocus. This face detection autofocus actually works like how our human eye works, and this actually calculates the distance between your lens and the object, and it tells you to make some necessary changes to perfect your focus. Let's actually see in detail how this is happening. Yes, when we were talking about how you are able to see the preview through your eyepiece or your viewfinder, I actually mentioned that there is a reflex mirror, and that reflex mirror reflects all the light into a pentaprism. But at that time, I did not mention that this reflex mirror is an translucent mirror, which means that it does not reflect all the light into the pentaprism, but what it does is it reflects most of the light into the pentaprism, and it actually lets to pass through some amount of light. Now actually what happens to this some amount of light which passes through the mirror? It hits on the secondary mirror which is placed behind the main mirror. Now actually after the image hits on the secondary mirror, it splits into two different images, and it passes through more micro lenses and prisms, and it finally hits on the autofocus sensor. Now this is where the work is actually going to happen, and let's see that how it is happening. Here I am giving you a simple explanation of that. And guys, for your understanding, here I will do a rough drawing of how it actually happens. Here inside the AF sensor you have two one-dimensional rows like this, and the light coming from any object comes at different angles and hit at the center of this sensor actually. Now it means that the object is in focus only if the light actually hits at this center exactly. Now let's say the object is very beyond, the object is out of focus. Then what happens is that if the object is very beyond, the light will actually hit on the outside of the sensor, like the light will come like this and hit on the outside. And when the object is very close, now also the object is not in focus, then what happens is it hits on the inside instead of the center. Inside. And guys, now in both these cases you can see very well that it is not actually hitting the exact center, so this means that the object is not in focus. So the AF sensor gives instruction to make the necessary arrangement, or necessary changes in the lens so as to make the light hit at the center, so that the object is at exact focus. So guys, here is how the face detection autofocus of a DSLR camera actually works. This is not a very detailed explanation, I only gave a rough explanation for your good understanding guys. I think it would have been informative and helpful to you. Now let's move ahead and talk about mirrorless cameras. So guys, now talking about mirrorless cameras working is pretty straightforward to say, because you do not get that reflex mirror, the prism. All you have is a lens, shutter, image sensor and the electronic viewfinder. And guys, because you do not have the prism and mirror, you also do not get the optical viewfinder, which means that you will miss that viewing through your eyepiece. And guys, here is the inner view of mirrorless camera for your reference. I have placed it near the inner view of DSLR camera itself so that you can compare it for yourself and see what the actual difference is. Here, as you can see it by yourself, the mirrorless camera does not have the reflex mirror, the pentaprism. So the distance between the lens and the image sensor is actually very short, which means that the camera itself is very smaller in size. Now, as far as how a mirrorless camera works, we will again divide it into three different parts. The first part we will talk about how you are able to see the preview through your electronic viewfinder, and second we will see how your image sensor captures the image, and as third part we will talk about that contrast detection autofocus which is available in mirrorless cameras. And guys, if you remember when talking about DSLR cameras, I also said that DSLR cameras also have electronic viewfinder, and when you switch to the electronic viewfinder mode in a DSLR camera, it actually happens like this. The reflex mirror goes up and the shutter opens, so that the light will directly fall on the image sensor itself, and you will be able to see the preview through your electronic viewfinder. The same thing guys happens here also, because there is no reflex mirror. The shutter is always open here, and the light directly keeps hitting on the image sensor, and you will be able to see your preview through the electronic viewfinder. Guys, actually capturing photos with mirrorless cameras or bit different when we compare it with the DSLR camera where the shutter is always closed. But in mirrorless cameras the shutter is always open and the image sensor is actually continuously exposed to the light from the lens. Now how the photo is actually taken is once you press the shutter button, the shutter closes once and opens again. Now when the shutter opens again, it means it is starting to capture the photo, and again the shutter closes, which means the capturing has ended. Now after some time the shutter opens again for the live electronic preview again. So guys, I would say the working principle of a mirrorless camera is actually much more simpler when you compare with the DSLR cameras. But again guys, mirrorless cameras are sometimes not as capable of as DSLR cameras in some fields, and let's actually see it in detail. But before that we will actually talk about the contrast detection autofocus, which is used in mirrorless cameras and which is also used in DSLR cameras when you are using the electronic viewfinder instead of optical viewfinder. Now let's actually compare DSLR cameras with mirrorless cameras and see what are the advantages and disadvantages of each of these cameras. So guys, now let's talk about how this contrast detection autofocus actually works. And this contrast detection autofocus is very simple when we compare it with the face detection autofocus which we saw in DSLR cameras. This contrast detection autofocus actually works by analyzing the pixels on the image sensor. That is, it works on the basis that the subject is in focus when the contrast is highest. That means that it moves the lens back and forth to check the dark and white spots and see where the contrast is highest, and it sets focus according based on that. Now guys, actually both the mirrorless cameras and DSLR camera has their own advantages and own disadvantages. First, the mirrorless camera is actually very lightweight, which means that it is not heavy at all, so you can easily carry it wherever you go. But guys, the mirrorless camera is comparatively new technology when we compare it with the DSLR cameras, and so you do not have the wide range of lenses available for mirrorless cameras. And the next thing is guys, the autofocus used in mirrorless cameras is not face detection autofocus, but it is just contrast detection autofocus. And I would say this contrast detection autofocus is very good when you capture still images or still videos, but this contrast detection autofocus tends to be more slower than the face detection autofocus because it has to move the lens back and forth to set the focus perfectly. And if you are trying to capture moving images or moving videos, by the time your camera sets the focus, the object would have already moved. So when you are capturing moving videos or moving images, face detection autofocus is always preferred, which means that DSLR cameras are preferred over mirrorless cameras to shoot moving objects. And the next thing is mirrorless cameras are expensive when you compare it with DSLR cameras. But guys, yes, it totally depends on your choice, what you are going to use your camera for. So both the cameras, mirrorless cameras and DSLR cameras, are actually good, and they have their own disadvantages in some ways. So guys, it's depending upon your use, you can buy the camera which you want. So guys, that's it for now. Hope this video would have been interesting and useful. So if you like this video, do hit on the like button, do hit on the subscribe button guys. And my YouTube channel is just getting started, so I know it needs a lot of improvement. Do put your thoughts on the comment section, and also guys, support. Okay guys, so I will meet you with yet another interesting video. Till then guys, thank you, take care, bye bye.